Oh, hey, it's Michael V. Moore, aka MicVinny. And man, I don't know about you, but I'm tired right now. I have no idea when you're watching this, but as I record this, it's that special time when work hours are over. You can come home. You might take a quick shower like I did. That's why my hair looks like this. Dump on a quick t shirt. You just want to relax. No kids, nothing. So right now, I'm fortunate enough where I'm at home and I'm the only one in my house right now. So I even got my little beverage right here. It's just water. Seriously, it is just water. Um, but yeah, so I just kind of want to kind of create a video about that mindset when you come home from work. So everyone has like a different lifestyle, a different home environment. So in my case, it's just me and my wife right now. So it's not too complicated. For others, you come home, you might have three kids, your spouse, you might have in-laws in your house. It might be chaotic. So everyone has a different home situation. So it's very important for you to learn how to relax. You got to have some time for yourself. And I know when I traveled all the time, it was amazing to see a difference in myself because you have your home mentality right after work. I live in the DC metro area, so we have to deal with traffic. You're stuck in traffic for so long that by the time you get home, you're mad, you're angry, and you don't want to do anything. Most people, what they do is sit down on the couch, turn on the TV, and just vegetate. Which there's nothing wrong with doing that on occasion, but if you're trying to be, a little healthier, there's better methods to this. And I look at that lifestyle, and then I look at the lifestyle of when I was on the road. And you're in an unfamiliar environment, and so your workday is over. If you were not entertaining clients, that meaning that you had the actual evening hours to yourself. You went back to your hotel room, and the most exciting thing you had to do was like, okay, so where am I going to eat dinner? You know, if you were at a bunch of colleagues, you probably all went to dinner together. Or in my case, a lot of times I was by myself. And it's like, do you really want to go to that fancy restaurant? Or do you just want to go around the corner to, the local burger joint, get something simple, come back home, plop down on your little couch, your little chair, and watch TV like a lot of people do when they're home. So it's always a tough decision, and you just got to be mindful of why you make the decisions you do. So when I'm in that work environment, I'm stressed out, I'm tired, because most likely I'm in a different time zone because I used to travel internationally all the time. So, especially when I was in the Asian countries, that was almost a 12-hour time difference from wherever I was in the United States. So, you come back to your hotel room and then instantly you're like demotivated. It's like, I just don't want to do anything. And if you're trying to actually work out and eat healthy, if you have that type of mindset, it makes it very hard to achieve great things. You're not going to want to be healthy. It becomes easier to eat those fries. It becomes easier to drink beer. It becomes easier to have wine inside of this glass instead of water. So really think about why you think like that. Like why do you get so tired? Yes, it may be physical, but why? For most of us, it actually stems from what we do when we're in our home environment. If you're the type of person that goes home and watches TV because that's how you tune out to the world, when you travel somewhere, you're going to do the same thing. Nothing magical is going to change. If you're a person that goes to the gym after work, most likely when you come home from your day's work when you're on the road, you're going to try and work out either in a hotel or you find a local gym. So it's these good habits that you want to keep over time. No matter where you are, you want to keep those habits. But if you have bad habits all the way over here in this country, you travel to this country, you don't want to bring those bad habits with you. So try and establish good habits, okay? So right now, I'm home, and this is my after work routine. So one of the things I do after work is I listen to music or I listen to some type of podcast. Especially in the last year and a half, well, I'd say almost 2 years now, I've really grown to love like personal development podcasts. I'm all about positivity, and I feel like if you listen to positivity, you're going to do a lot better than if you listen to a lot of make believe stuff all the time. So I don't like saying make believe, but yeah, the science fiction, the television shows, and all that is good and fun. But what you want to do is you want to develop yourself. And so for me, for most of my life, I used to listen to music exclusively. That's the only thing I did when I would be stuck in traffic. So by the time I came home, I would listen to some more music. But I don't know if has to do with me getting older, because I know I look in the mirror, I'm like, whoa, man, I feel I'm looking, I look a little older than I used to look. But I think it's just because I've been outside so much. But as the years have gone by and stuff, and I start getting into more into personal development, I notice my taste in music has changed as well. Because I'm a person that likes a variety of music. Most people see me, they assume I only listen to hip hop or rap or R&B and stuff. But no, I listen to classic 80s music, classical music. There's rock music I listen to. So I'm a very, very diverse person. So I hate when people try and judge a book by its cover, And I love different types of music. But over the last couple of years, I definitely noticed that I'm not a big fan of the current state of hip hop. Maybe it has to do with me getting older, more mature, but there's nothing worse than hearing people talk about absolutely nothing and dropping the N word here, F bombs, S bombs, and they're not really saying anything. And that's something that I feel is missing from that. So when I sat back and thought about that, I'm like, I used to listen to all this crap all the time. There's a time and place for that. Yeah, like if I'm getting hype, for a workout, or when I was out dancing, going to club and all that stuff. Yeah, you sometimes listen to that music. It still was garbage, but why do I need to listen to that so much? And so I turn on the radio stations, and all they do is play that type of music, not the good stuff that I love to hear. That I think is the real essence of hip hop and R&B. They play specific music that music executives target towards folks. And that's something that I realized that, you know what, I'm not going to be a puppet anymore. Let me use my own mind. And that's why I started listening to podcasts more often. And I feel the growth of myself. So if you have never listened to a podcast, I recommend you start doing that. Personal development, self-development. There's so many out there, especially for those that live in the DMV, or no matter where you live in the world. If you live somewhere you have to deal with traffic or you have a long commute, that's my top source of getting yourself educated and getting yourself in a better state. Because remember, we're talking about like that moment when you leave your job and you come home from work. So you have that personal development time. Think of how much better you're going to be. So by the time you come home, you're going to be a little more relaxed. You're going to be a little more positive because you don't have the negative traffic, or you don't have to listen to that crappy music or anything like that. And so that's why I highly recommend the self-development podcast. Or, maybe there's some type of meditation music. If you are going to listen to music, let it like soothe you, like make you relax. So when you come home, and if you do have family that you have to take care of, like right now, even though it's just me and my wife, I'm actually cooking right now. So that's why I'm in this room. I'm keeping an eye on what's going on in the oven. But I'm totally relaxed. And you want to be in a relaxed state. You don't want to be pressured or just angry. You want to come home, relax, educated, ready to take on the rest of the night. Because you want to, throw on your PJs or whatever and be comfortable. You don't want to not be uncomfortable and angry. So keep that mentality no matter where you go. So if you start building that habit once you're home, imagine what will happen on your next trip when you travel somewhere. You're going to be positive. You're going to keep that motivation going. So when you come home or to your hotel, excuse me, from that meeting, you're gonna probably okay instead of listening to whatever music, Sirius radio, because I know rental car companies are a little cheap. They don't give the Sirius or XM radio like they used to. But I used to always use that as a way to listen to music I normally don't listen to. Um, but in this day and age, you get in your car, you probably had Pandora or Heart Radio or whatever you have. But just switch that. You're gonna be now doing the meditations. You're gonna be doing those podcasts that's gonna build your personal development, learn some type of skill. Now imagine what that's gonna do for you by the time you come home to your hotel. You check in. No longer are you just gonna plop down and look at the TV. You're gonna want to continue that positivity. So when it comes towards going out to eat, you're gonna make the good choices, not the wrong choices. The fast food options, the fries won't look as good because you're gonna have a change in your mind is gonna be a little different, and you're gonna have these positive thoughts. So it's like positivity is like the snowball. It's like at the top of the mountain. The more positive you do, the more you build your habit. It starts off very very small with very little small spin, but once you increase it, once you increase it, once you increase it over time, by the time it gets towards the bottom of that hill, it's a big snowball. It's almost an avalanche going on. And think of building habits the same way. So that's it for this video. I know I was going all over the world here and there, but hey, I'm in my relaxed mode. I'm home right now. I'm chilling. And I got 5 more minutes before I have to take that out the oven. So I will see you next time. Stay blessed.